Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start by asking you a simple question. What is the most powerful force in your life right now? Is it your dreams, your purpose, your family, or is it something darker? Something that creeps in unnoticed at first, but over time takes control and holds you hostage. Today, we're going to confront the unseen enemy, the signs of evil in your life. Now, I know what you're thinking, evil, that's a bit dramatic. I'm a good person. I don't need to worry about that, but let me tell you, the most insidious forms of evil don't come with horns and a pitchfork, they come as whispers. They come in the form of distraction, self-doubt, and negativity that starts to shape your decisions without you even realizing it. And that's where the danger lies. The first sign of evil in your life is when you lose your clarity. You wake up every day, but you're not really living, you're surviving. You've been swept into the grind of life, and your purpose has been buried beneath the noise of your obligations. You forget what lights you up, what drives you to move forward. It's easy to get caught up in the daily struggle, but when you lose sight of your true north, you lose your power. You let life happen to you instead of creating the life you want. You see, clarity isn't a luxury, it's your foundation. Without it, you're lost. Evil doesn't show itself with a roaring fire, it begins with a whisper of confusion that drags you into the fog. The second sign is when fear controls you. Think about this for a moment. How many of us let fear guide our decisions? Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you're making space for fear to tighten its grip. Fear is evil's playground. It paralyzes you, keeps you small, and prevents you from stepping into your greatness. Fear doesn't protect you, it imprisons you in your own mind. The truth is, the only way to break free is to face that fear head on, to look at it and say, I am not afraid of you. When you confront fear, it loses its power over you. The third sign is negativity in your circle. Now, let me be clear, you cannot afford to be around people who drain your energy, who constantly bring you down, or who spread negativity. These people are toxic to your soul. They pull you away from your potential and plant seeds of doubt in your mind. I'm talking about the people who tell you it's impossible, who criticize you for your dreams, or who make you feel like you should settle for less. And you may think, well, I can't just cut people out of my life. But here's the reality. If you want to thrive, you need to protect your energy at all costs. Surround yourself with people who believe in your vision, who challenge you to become better, who lift you up when you're down. Anything less is a drain on your soul, and that's where evil begins to fester. The fourth sign is self-sabotage. This is where the real battle happens inside your own mind. You know exactly what you need to do, but you don't do it. You know the actions that will get you closer to your goals, but you procrastinate, you make excuses, and you keep delaying your success. Why? Because somewhere deep down, you don't believe you deserve to succeed. You're afraid of success because with it comes responsibility, and the fear of stepping into the unknown can feel like an enemy. But self-sabotage is the most self-destructive force we face. It's the moment you betray your own potential. It's evil hiding in plain sight, disguised as comfort and familiarity. But here's the good news, you have the power to change it. You can choose to rise above these signs. You can choose to reclaim your clarity, to face your fears, to protect your energy, and to stop sabotaging your success. So how do you do it? You do it by taking control. You do it by deciding to get rid of the distractions and the negative influences. You do it by making the conscious choice to take bold action, even when it scares you. You do it by surrounding yourself with people who lift you higher. And you do it by holding yourself accountable, because at the end of the day, you are the only one who can break free from the chains that hold you back. There's no magic pill. There's no quick fix. But you have the power to break the cycle of fear, negativity, and self-sabotage. You have the strength to step into your greatness and to fight the evil forces that try to hold you down. So today I challenge you, look within yourself. Identify where these signs of evil have taken root and make the decision to confront them head on. The power to change your life is within you. Don't wait for a miracle to save you. You are the miracle. Step into your power. Own your greatness. And let nothing stand in the way of the life you were meant to live. Clarity is the foundation of everything. It's the compass that guides you through life, and without it, you risk wandering aimlessly like a ship lost at sea. When you lack clarity, you lack direction, and when you lack direction, it's easy to be swayed by every passing distraction, every external force that tries to pull you away from your true path. Clarity isn't just about knowing what you want, it's about understanding who you are, what drives you, and where you're going. It's about having a deep, unwavering sense of purpose that cuts through the noise of daily life and gives you a sense of control over your decisions. Too often, we get caught up in the daily grind and the hustle of life, and we forget to ask ourselves why we're doing what we're doing. We wake up, go to work, handle the endless responsibilities, and get caught up in the whirlwind of external demands, but somewhere along the way, we lose touch with our deeper aspirations. We stop asking the important questions: what am I really here for? What am I truly passionate about? What kind of life do I want to create? This lack of clarity creates a sense of disconnection. It's like being a passenger in your own life rather than the driver. When you don't have a clear vision of where you want to go, you end up at the mercy of life's random events. You might find yourself in situations that you didn't plan for, surrounded by people who don't align with your values or chasing goals that don't inspire you. You might spend years working towards something that you thought would bring happiness, only to realize one day that it doesn't fulfill you in the way you expected. Without clarity, your efforts become fragmented and misdirected. Clarity is not just about what you do, but about why you do it. It's about understanding your true motivations, the ones that come from the core of who you are, not from external pressures or societal expectations. If you're chasing success just for the sake of status or wealth, or if you're working hard to please others, you're missing the deeper essence of what truly drives you. The most successful and fulfilled people in the world are the ones who have a clear vision of their purpose and who pursue it with relentless focus. They know exactly why they do what they do, and that sense of purpose fuels them through even the most difficult challenges. But clarity doesn't come automatically. It requires intention, introspection, and most importantly, a willingness to step away from the distractions that cloud your vision. Our lives are filled with noise, opinions, advice, expectations, and a constant bombardment of information. It's easy to get swept up in all of it. Everyone has an opinion on what you should be doing, what success looks like, and what choices are best for your life. But at the end of the day, the only opinion that matters is your own. To truly find clarity, you need to silence the external noise and tune into your inner voice. This process of discovering clarity often begins with deep reflection. It's about asking yourself hard questions and getting honest with yourself about what you truly want out of life. You might ask, what are my deepest values? What kind of legacy do I want to leave behind? What does fulfillment look like for me? These aren't easy questions, but they are necessary if you want to live a life of intention and purpose. It's easy to get distracted by the external markers of success, money, fame, power, but these are hollow without a deeper sense of meaning behind them. When you have clarity, you know that these things are byproducts of living in alignment with your true purpose, not the purpose itself. Clarity also comes from focusing on the present moment and staying grounded in your immediate actions. The temptation to get lost in the future, to constantly plan and worry about what's next, can often obscure your vision of what's important right now. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the enormity of a long-term goal, and in the process, we forget to make decisions that align with our values in the present moment. When you lack clarity, your present actions become reactive instead of intentional. You may find yourself saying yes to things that don't serve you or pursuing opportunities that look good on paper but don't align with your deeper values. Having clarity allows you to make decisions with confidence, knowing that each choice you make is in alignment with your overall vision. It gives you the ability to say no to distractions and things that don't serve your purpose. The ability to filter out the noise and stay focused on what truly matters is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. It's easy to become distracted by the opinions and expectations of others, but when you have clarity, you are grounded in your own truth, and that truth guides your choices. Another key aspect of clarity is understanding that it evolves. Clarity doesn't necessarily mean having all the answers right away. It means being willing to stay open to the process of discovering your purpose over time. Life isn't static, and neither is your vision. As you grow, your understanding of what truly matters to you may change. What brought you fulfillment 5 years ago might not be what inspires you today. But having clarity doesn't mean having a rigid, unchanging path. It means being flexible enough to adapt while staying true to your core values. As you gain more experience and wisdom, your clarity will deepen and you'll find new ways to align your life with your evolving sense of purpose. One of the most powerful aspects of clarity is that it breeds confidence. When you know exactly what you want, you stop second-guessing yourself. Every decision becomes easier because you have a clear framework for evaluating your options. You no longer waste time debating between conflicting choices because you know which path is right for you. This confidence allows you to move through life with purpose and conviction, knowing that every step you take is leading you closer to your vision. But clarity also demands discipline. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of having a vision, but the real work comes in the follow-through. It's about consistently showing up for your purpose day after day, even when the path gets difficult or when distractions arise. Without clarity, it's easy to get sidetracked or to give up when things don't go as planned. But with a clear vision in place, you have the inner strength to persevere, even through the most challenging times. When you have clarity, you also stop comparing yourself to others. In today's world, it's easy to get lost in the comparison trap, especially with the rise of social media. We see other people's lives, their successes, their achievements, and we wonder why we aren't as far along as they are. But clarity helps you break free from this cycle. It helps you realize that your path is unique and that comparing your journey to someone else is futile. When you're clear on your own goals and vision, you stop measuring yourself by external standards and instead focus on what truly matters to you. Clarity is power, and it's the key to unlocking your full potential. When you have clarity, you know what you want, why you want it, and how to get there. It empowers you to make decisions with confidence, align your actions with your values, and stay focused on what truly matters. It's the anchor that keeps you grounded no matter how chaotic life gets. So ask yourself, do you have clarity in your life? And if not, what steps will you take to find it? Fear is one of the most powerful and insidious forces that can shape our lives. It has the ability to stop us in our tracks, hold us back from reaching our potential, and keep us locked in a state of stagnation. It whispers in our ear, telling us that we're not good enough, that we're not capable, that we're too small to make a difference. It has the power to freeze us, to convince us to stay within our comfort zone and avoid taking the risks necessary to achieve greatness. And perhaps most terrifying of all, fear can operate in the background of our minds, making decisions for us without us even realizing it. The truth is, fear isn't just a feeling, it's a force that shapes our behavior, often without us even being aware of it. It comes in many forms: fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. These fears can hold us back from pursuing our dreams, from stepping into new opportunities, and from taking the bold actions that are required to create the life we want. Fear tells us that the status quo is safer, that staying where we are is less risky than stepping into the unknown. But that's the trick. The longer we listen to fear, the more we shrink and the further we drift away from the life we are capable of living. One of the most subtle ways fear manifests is through self-doubt. How many of us have heard that inner voice telling us that we're not good enough, that we're not worthy of success, that someone else is more qualified, more experienced, or more deserving? These are the whispers of fear designed to undermine our confidence and prevent us from taking action. Self-doubt is a prison. And the more we let it dictate our behavior, the more we limit ourselves. The danger is that it becomes a cycle. We hesitate to take action because we're afraid of failure, and then when we fail to take action, we reinforce the belief that we're not capable. Fear feeds on this cycle of self-doubt, and it thrives in the shadows of our insecurities. But fear isn't just an internal force. It can also come from external sources, particularly in the form of other people's opinions and judgments. Society often places pressure on us to conform, to meet certain expectations, and to fit into a mold that others have defined for us. Fear of judgment can stop us from pursuing what we truly want in life because we're afraid of what others will think. We worry about how we'll be perceived, whether we'll be ridiculed or whether we'll be criticized for our choices. This fear can paralyze us, making us play small, making us second-guess ourselves, and making us wonder if we're making the right decisions. We become afraid to take risks because we fear the consequences, whether it's criticism from others, the potential for failure, or the possibility of rejection. And then there's the fear of failure itself. Failure is something that we all fear to some degree. The idea of putting ourselves out there and falling short is terrifying. But the real danger of the fear of failure is that it stops us from trying in the first place. We may think we're avoiding failure by playing it safe, but in reality, we're just avoiding the possibility of success. By never taking risks, by never stepping out of our comfort zone, we deny ourselves the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to achieve the things we truly want. The fear of failure often prevents us from taking the very actions that would lead to our success. And while it's natural to be afraid of failure, it's important to understand that failure isn't the end, it's a part of the journey. Every successful person has encountered failure along the way. What sets them apart is not their lack of fear, but their willingness to move forward in spite of it. The fear of the unknown is another powerful force that holds us back. The future is uncertain, and that uncertainty can be frightening. We may have dreams and goals, but the road to achieving them is unclear, and that lack of clarity can trigger fear. We don't know what's going to happen next, and that uncertainty can make us anxious and afraid. But here's the thing, the unknown is where growth happens. It's where opportunity lies. Every new venture, every bold decision, every step into uncharted territory carries with it a sense of fear. But without that fear, there is no growth. The unknown is where our potential is realized. It's where we become stronger, wiser, and more capable. Fear of the unknown keeps us trapped in a comfort zone, but that zone is limiting. Stepping into the unknown is the only way to unlock our true potential. Fear can also take the form of procrastination. We put things off because we're afraid of failing or because we're unsure of the outcome. Procrastination is a way of avoiding discomfort, of avoiding the possibility of failure. But procrastination is also a way of avoiding growth. The longer we procrastinate, the longer we stay stuck. And as we delay taking action, we give fear more power. It whispers to us, telling us that we're not ready, that we don't have enough information, that we should wait until the conditions are perfect. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. There will always be uncertainty, always be obstacles, always be reasons to wait. The only way to overcome the fear of failure is to take action anyway, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when we don't have all the answers. Every step forward is a victory over fear. The more we let fear control our decisions, the more we shrink from our true potential. Fear tells us that we're not capable of achieving our dreams, that we should settle for less, that we should be content with the status quo. But that's a lie. We are capable of more than we realize. We have the strength, the talent, and the resources to overcome our fears and pursue our goals. The key is not to eliminate fear entirely, but to take action in spite of it. When we face our fears head on, we prove to ourselves that we are stronger than we think. We demonstrate that we have the power to move forward, regardless of the doubts and anxieties that arise. In fact, fear can be a powerful motivator. It can show us where we need to grow, where we need to push ourselves, and where we're holding back. Fear doesn't have to be something that holds us back. It can be the very thing that propels us forward. When we embrace our fears and move through them, we unlock new levels of courage and resilience. Fear becomes a signal that we're stepping out of our comfort zone, and that's where the magic happens. But here's the truth: the longer we let fear control us, the more it tightens its grip. If we let it continue to dictate our lives, we will forever be stuck in a state of inaction, constantly playing small and avoiding the risks that are necessary for growth. It's time to confront fear, to break free from its grip, and to take bold action toward the life we want to create. The only way to eliminate fear's power over us is to take action despite it, to move forward even when we're scared, and to trust that we are capable of handling whatever challenges come our way. Fear will always be present, but it doesn't have to control us. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your life. They can either propel you toward your dreams or hold you back from realizing your potential. Too often, we don't realize just how much of an influence others have on our thoughts, behaviors, and decisions. We think we're in control of our own choices, but in reality, we are constantly influenced by the energy, attitudes, and expectations of those around us. This is why the people you choose to keep close in your life, whether family, friends, colleagues, or mentors, can make or break your success. The first and most obvious way that the people around you affect your life is through their energy. Every person carries an energy, a vibe that they bring to every interaction, every conversation, and every encounter. When you surround yourself with people who radiate positivity, enthusiasm, and optimism, their energy becomes contagious. You feel uplifted, inspired, and motivated to do your best. On the other hand, if you're constantly around people who are negative, critical, or who drain your energy, that negativity seeps into your own mindset and behavior. You start to feel tired, discouraged, and less motivated. You begin to question your own abilities and dreams. These people can unintentionally pull you into their world of pessimism, convincing you that it's not possible to achieve what you want. This kind of negative influence can manifest in many ways. It might be through constant complaining, cynicism, or negativity about life in general. It could also come in the form of subtle undermining people who pretend to support you but don't truly believe in your potential. Maybe they're always offering unsolicited advice that is rooted in their own fears and limitations, trying to impose their beliefs onto you. These negative influences can take a significant toll on your confidence, your self-belief, and your ability to move forward. But the opposite is equally true when you surround yourself with people who lift you up, who challenge you to grow, and who inspire you to be better. You begin to rise to the occasion. The right people make you see things in a new light, challenge your assumptions, and push you to go beyond what you thought was possible. They hold you accountable, they help you see your potential even when you can't see it yourself, and they encourage you when the road gets tough. These people are your supporters, your cheerleaders, and your motivators. They make you want to be the best version of yourself. We tend to underestimate just how much our environment influences our mindset. If you want to become a better version of yourself, you need to place yourself in an environment that nurtures growth. This is why the people you surround yourself with are so important. They either create an environment that supports your growth or one that suppresses it. When you're surrounded by people who are driven, focused, and working toward their own goals, you begin to feel that drive within yourself. You see what's possible, and you start to push yourself harder to achieve your own goals. Conversely, if you're surrounded by people who are complacent, who settle for mediocrity, or who have no ambition, you might find yourself slipping into that same mindset. You might start to believe that it's enough to simply get by, that there's no need to push yourself too hard, or that success is unattainable. Another crucial factor in the people you choose to associate with is the level of belief they have in you. We all meet people who believe in us, especially when we struggle to believe in ourselves. When others see our potential and remind us of it, it's easier for us to see it too. However, when we're surrounded by people who don't believe in us, whether they outright express doubt or simply don't offer any support, it becomes much harder to stay motivated and driven. You begin to second guess yourself, to question your ability, and to wonder if you're just wasting your time. These negative voices, whether external or internal, reinforce our fears and insecurities. When you're constantly battling self-doubt, it becomes almost impossible to move forward with confidence. That's why it's essential to surround yourself with people who not only believe in you, but who also encourage you to believe in yourself. These are the people who help you push through challenges, who remind you of your strengths when you feel weak, and who offer constructive feedback rather than criticism. They help you see your own worth, your own power, and your own potential. They challenge you to think bigger, to step outside of your comfort zone, and to pursue your dreams with a sense of urgency and purpose. The people you surround yourself with also play a role in shaping your mindset. Mindset is everything when it comes to achieving success. It's the lens through which you view the world and the framework for how you respond to challenges and setbacks. People who have a growth mindset surround themselves with others who have the same mentality. These individuals are always looking for opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. They understand that failure is part of the process and that setbacks are temporary. They believe in their ability to overcome obstacles and to keep pushing forward. In contrast, a fixed mindset often leads to stagnation. People with a fixed mindset tend to believe that their abilities and talents are limited, and that success is reserved for those who are born with special gifts. They shy away from challenges, avoid taking risks, and give up easily when things get tough. If you spend too much time around people with a fixed mindset, you'll start to adopt the same limiting beliefs. You might begin to think that your success is out of your control, that the odds are stacked against you, or that you're not cut out for greatness. This is why it's so important to surround yourself with people who have a growth mindset, those who believe in continuous improvement, who embrace challenges, and who see failure as a stepping stone to success. These people will help you cultivate a mindset that is focused on possibilities, not limitations. They will inspire you to take action, to keep learning, and to keep growing, no matter how difficult the road may be. Sometimes it's not just about being surrounded by positive influences, but also about distancing yourself from negative ones. Toxic people, whether they're overly critical, manipulative, or draining, can have a profound impact on your mental and emotional well-being. These people can rob you of your energy, your motivation, and your sense of self-worth. They may make you feel guilty for pursuing your dreams, criticize you for taking risks, or even try to sabotage your efforts out of jealousy or insecurity. Being around these people can make you question your own judgment, your decisions, and your abilities. In extreme cases, they can derail your progress entirely. That's why it's so important to create boundaries with these individuals. It's not about cutting people out of your life entirely. It's about protecting your energy, your peace of mind, and your growth. You have the power to choose who you allow into your inner circle, and it's essential to make that choice consciously. If someone consistently brings negativity into your life, it's okay to distance yourself or even sever ties with them. This is your life, your journey, and you deserve to be surrounded by people who will help you rise, not pull you down. The power of the people around you cannot be underestimated. Whether positive or negative, the energy and attitudes of those you spend the most time with will either propel you forward or hold you back. To achieve your fullest potential, you must be intentional about who you allow into your life. Surround yourself with those who believe in you, challenge you, and push you to grow. Protect yourself from negative influences and cultivate a supportive network of people who are aligned with your values and goals. By doing so, you will create an environment that fosters success, growth, and fulfillment. Our habits define our lives more than we often realize. They shape our actions, our mindset, and ultimately our future. The routines we form, the behaviors we repeat, and the choices we make on a daily basis determine whether we move closer to our goals or further away from them. If you look closely at your life, you'll see that everything you have today, the good and the bad, can be traced back to a series of habits, some of which you may have consciously chosen and others that you may have fallen into by default. But the truth is, we all have the power to change our habits, to create new ones that support our growth, and to break the ones that are holding us back. The first step in recognizing the power of habits is understanding that they are the backbone of everything we do. Habits govern how we manage our time, how we interact with others, how we take care of ourselves, and even how we think about the world. They shape the way we respond to challenges, how we approach opportunities, and the level of effort we put into our personal and professional lives. The actions that come automatically without much thought are driven by our habits. Whether it's the first thing we do when we wake up in the morning, the food choices we make, or the way we approach work and personal goals, our habits dictate the quality of our lives. Most of the time, habits form without us consciously deciding to create them. They are the result of repeated behavior that becomes ingrained over time. It starts with a small choice, a single action that, when repeated enough times, becomes a pattern. These patterns then shape our behavior and influence our results. But not all habits are created equal. Some of them move us closer to our dreams, while others keep us stuck where we are. Habits that are productive, positive, and empowering are the ones that fuel progress. On the other hand, habits that are negative, passive, or unproductive hold us back from reaching our full potential. Think about the habits that fuel your success. Maybe you wake up early every day, allowing yourself time for personal development, exercise, or quiet reflection before starting your work. Perhaps you take the time to plan your day, setting clear goals and prioritizing your tasks so that you stay focused and productive. These habits, though they may seem small, have a profound impact on your life. They set you up for success by creating momentum and discipline that carry over into all areas of your life. Every small step you take in the right direction, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is building the foundation for your future success. On the flip side, there are habits that can silently sabotage our progress. One of the most common self-sabotaging habits is procrastination. It's easy to put things off, especially when the task at hand feels overwhelming, challenging, or uncomfortable. Procrastination is often driven by fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of not being good enough. Instead of facing those fears and taking action, we distract ourselves with easier, more immediate tasks that don't move us forward. Over time, procrastination erodes our confidence and reinforces the belief that we're not capable of achieving our goals. This habit creates a cycle of inaction, where we continually put things off, making it harder to break free from the pattern. Another habit that holds many people back is the habit of negative thinking. We all have a mental dialogue that plays in our heads, but for some, that internal voice is filled with self-doubt, criticism, and negativity. We tell ourselves that we're not good enough, that we'll never succeed, or that our dreams are unrealistic. These thoughts are habits in themselves. They are automatic and often unconscious, repeating over and over until they become our default way of thinking. The problem is that negative thoughts create negative emotions, which lead to negative actions. If you constantly tell yourself that you can't do something, you won't take the necessary actions to make it happen. The key to breaking this habit is becoming aware of these thoughts and intentionally replacing them with more empowering beliefs. Rewriting your internal dialogue and learning to think positively can create a powerful shift in your mindset and your outcomes. Similarly, many people have developed habits that keep them trapped in their comfort zones. Comfort is a powerful force, and it's easy to stay in a routine that feels safe and familiar, but growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when we step outside of what's comfortable and challenge ourselves to take risks, face fears, and push through the barriers that hold us back. Unfortunately, for some, the habit of staying comfortable is so ingrained that it feels like the only option. The thought of taking action towards something new, something uncertain, fills them with anxiety, so they choose to stay stuck. The longer we stay in our comfort zone, the more difficult it becomes to break free. We become afraid of change, afraid of the unknown, and afraid of failure. The good news is that breaking this habit is possible, but it requires a conscious decision to step outside of that comfort zone, to embrace discomfort, and to push through the fear that comes with taking risks. The key to transforming your habits is understanding that they don't have to define you. You are not the sum of your habits. Your habits are simply the result of your past choices, and you have the power to choose new ones. Changing a habit requires awareness, intention, and consistent action. It starts with identifying the habits that are no longer serving you and then replacing them with new ones that align with your goals and values. This is not an overnight process. It takes time, effort, and patience, but the rewards are immense. One of the most effective ways to change a habit is to start small. Instead of trying to overhaul every area of your life at once, focus on one habit at a time. For example, if you want to improve your physical health, start by committing to exercise for 20 minutes a day. As that habit becomes ingrained, you can increase the intensity or add new habits to support your health. The key is consistency. The more you repeat a positive action, the more it becomes automatic. Over time, your new habit will become a part of who you are, and it will drive you toward the results you desire. Another important aspect of habit change is creating accountability. When you're trying to develop a new habit or break an old one, having someone to hold you accountable can make a world of difference. Whether it's a friend, a mentor, or a coach, having someone to check in with to celebrate your wins and to support you through setbacks can help you stay on track. Accountability creates a sense of responsibility and commitment, which makes it harder to fall back into old, unproductive habits. Also, remember that setbacks are a natural part of the process. There will be days when you slip up, when you fail to stick to your new habit, or when the temptation to fall back into old patterns is strong. This is not a sign of failure, it's a sign that you're human. The key is not to let these setbacks discourage you or derail your progress. Instead, see them as opportunities to learn, to adjust, and to recommit to your goal. Building new habits is a journey, and each step forward, no matter how small, is progress. As you continue to build new, positive habits, you'll start to notice a shift in your mindset and your results. Your habits will become the foundation of your success. They will define the way you show up in the world, the way you approach challenges, and the way you pursue your dreams. Your habits will either keep you stuck in the past or propel you toward the future you desire. The choice is yours. The concept of self-doubt is something that most people experience at some point in their lives. It's that voice in your head that questions your abilities, your worth, and your potential. Self-doubt can be a silent killer, quietly eroding your confidence and preventing you from taking action toward your dreams and goals. It can paralyze you, making you second-guess every decision you make and stop you from seizing opportunities that are right in front of you. But the most powerful thing you can understand about self-doubt is that it's not a reflection of reality. It's simply a feeling, a fear-based emotion that stems from the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we're capable of. At its core, self-doubt is rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, fear of disappointing others, or fear of the unknown. These fears stem from past experiences, societal pressures, and the stories we internalize about ourselves. When we experience failure or rejection, we make it mean something about our worth or our ability to succeed in the future. We let one bad experience or one moment of criticism define us, and that's where the seeds of self-doubt begin to grow. We start to believe that we are not capable of achieving what we want, that we don't have what it takes to succeed, or that we don't deserve to live the life we dream about. This is the dangerous trap of self-doubt. It tricks you into thinking that your fears and insecurities are truths when in reality they are simply projections of your mind. Self-doubt convinces you that your past mistakes or perceived failures will continue to define your future, and it holds you back from moving forward. But the truth is, self-doubt is not something you're born with. Something you learn and something you can unlearn. It's a pattern of thinking, and like any other habit or behavior, it can be changed with intention, awareness, and action. One of the most important things you can do to overcome self-doubt is to become aware of the thoughts that fuel it. Self-doubt is not an isolated event. It's a pattern of negative thinking that you repeat to yourself. The more you think these thoughts, the more real they feel. So the first step in breaking free from self-doubt is recognizing when these thoughts arise. Instead of letting them run unchecked, pause and observe them. Ask yourself, is this thought based on truth, or is it just my fear talking off? And you'll find that your doubts are based on irrational fears, not facts. You're not truly incapable, you're just scared of what might happen if you try. Another powerful way to combat self-doubt is to reframe the way you view failure. Many people experience self-doubt because they associate failure with their own inadequacy. They see failure as a confirmation that they're not good enough or that they're not capable of succeeding. But failure is not an indicator of your worth. It's simply part of the learning process. Everyone who has ever achieved something great has failed along the way. Failure is not the end, it's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. When you can shift your mindset to view failure as a stepping stone to success, it becomes less intimidating. Rather than letting fear of failure hold you back, you'll use it as motivation to keep going, to keep learning, and to keep moving forward. In addition to reframing failure, it's crucial to focus on your strengths and accomplishments. Self-doubt often arises when we fixate on our perceived weaknesses and shortcomings, but we all have strengths, talents, and qualities that make us unique. When you're doubting yourself, take a step back and remind yourself of all the things you've accomplished in your life. Look at the times when you've succeeded, when you've overcome challenges, and when you've pushed through fear to achieve something meaningful. These moments are evidence that you are capable, and you can use them as a source of confidence when you're facing self-doubt. Reflecting on your past successes helps to rewire your brain to focus on what you can do rather than what you can't. Another powerful way to combat self-doubt is to shift your focus from the outcome to the process. We often doubt ourselves because we get too attached to the end result. We put so much pressure on ourselves to achieve perfection or to meet certain expectations that we become paralyzed by fear. Instead of worrying about whether or not you'll succeed, focus on the small steps you can take every day to move closer to your goal. Break the process down into manageable tasks and commit to showing up consistently, even if you're unsure of the outcome. When you focus on the process and take action, you gain momentum and confidence. Each small win along the way builds your belief in yourself. And as you gain experience, your self-doubt will diminish. It's also important to surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. When you're struggling with self-doubt, the last thing you need is to be around people who reinforce those negative thoughts. Surrounding yourself with a positive, supportive network can make a world of difference in how you see yourself and your potential. The right people will encourage you, believe in you, and remind you of your strengths when you forget them. They'll help you see your worth even when you can't see it for yourself, and they'll challenge you to push through your doubts and take action. One of the most effective ways to build confidence and overcome self-doubt is through action. It's easy to stay stuck in the cycle of overthinking and self-criticism, but nothing will break that cycle faster than taking action. Even if it's a small step, taking action is a powerful way to prove to yourself that you are capable. Each time you take action, no matter how imperfect, you build trust in yourself. You show yourself that you're willing to face your fears, push past your doubts, and keep moving forward. The more you take action, the less power your self-doubt will have over you. When self-doubt arises, it's important to remind yourself that it's normal. It's a part of the human experience. Everyone, no matter how successful or accomplished they are, experiences self-doubt from time to time. The difference between those who let self-doubt control them and those who rise above it is how they respond. Instead of letting self-doubt hold them back, they use it as an opportunity for growth. They acknowledge the fear, but they don't let it define them. They take action, embrace failure, and focus on their strengths. Over time, this shift in mindset allows them to build unshakable confidence one small step at a time. Self-doubt may always be a part of the process, but it doesn't have to control you. It's just a feeling, a passing emotion that doesn't define your worth or your potential. You have the power to change the narrative, to rewrite the story you tell yourself about who you are, and to take the actions necessary to prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving great things. Don't let self-doubt keep you from living the life you deserve. Embrace it, learn from it, and move forward with the belief that you have everything it takes to succeed.